Hello, everybody. This is Kyle D, better known as Ride My Avatar. We are doing a podcast today. We have a very interesting cast, as you can see shortly. Now, we have our latest additions to the Vanguard Zero podcast that we are starting up. So, major things you gotta worry about is that we're just going to be covering a lot of Vanguard Zero and other games we like and everything like that. So let me introduce Final Phase and Anteiku Nation. They are here with us today.
Hey guys, how are we all doing today? It's pretty exciting to be here.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys. So basically, I'm a streamer for trading card games, and that's my niche, which is really exciting. I've been putting a whole lot of thought into what should I really be targeting my audience around. And in particular, I want to target more about the trading card games, especially Vanguard Zero. That is one of the main games that I play and love and run a team for. But yeah, doing a whole lot of Twitch streaming and YouTube as well. So definitely be sure to check that out. It's twitch.tv Final Phase _gaming and youtube.com Final Phase Gaming as well. So yeah, working at building an audience there. It's been going really quite well this year. Mainly started doing it this in 2020, which I feel like has been a really great year to be working towards all that. Okay, what about you, Anteiku Nation? Over to you, buddy.
I appreciate it, man. I guess I'm kind of in the same boat as you, man, where like I'm really trying to nail down the content that I want to make. Obviously, I do a lot of Vanguard Zero, kind of took a bit of a hiatus, but Vanguard's just been so good. The Vanguard community is a really amazing community to be in. But I can't help but also at the same time, I got into streaming, content creating with Monster Hunter. So for those who are interested, not only in Vanguard, you can also check out Monster Hunter content, and I will be producing more of that, but also kind of doing a balancing act between just the two going forward, where it's going to be Vanguard Zero as well as Monster Hunter content for those that are interested. I got into card games like back in 2002, 2011, got into the actual TCG of Vanguard and fell in love with it and became my all-time favorite card game, hands down. And if you guys would like, you can also check me out on Instagram, Twitter at Anteiku Nation, also on YouTube, Anteiku Nation, as well as here on Twitch.
So
Nice, man. That sounds pretty exciting. Sounds good.
very much so. I'm, me as Ride My Avatar, very much known for my Vanguard Zero content. Vanguard content, I just do a lot of card games, as you know. I'm very addicted to them. You know, everybody. So the major thing we go over here is that we're just here to have fun and everything. I'm pretty much the host of the show, but these guys will be the supporting cast, and they will, from time to time, come up with ideas and everything like that. So it's going to be great. We're all going to dive in and be a collective consciousness on this. And you know me. I play Digimon right now. You guys love that content, and hopefully we're going to be able to do games maybe together as well. So it's just not just a podcast. It'll be more like we guys hang out, we play games. You guys kind of get a feel for everybody and enjoyment. So, major things that I play from, like I started from Vanguard, Yu-Gi-Oh, played Duel Masters, played a lot of card games, and it takes me back. We kind of have like this connection with card games that a lot of people do. It's a way of interacting, kind of a relief for a lot of people from their day-to-day lives, since they kind of get hectic and stuff like that. But again, as we get older, we kind of don't have time for them as much, but luckily with some of our professions, we kind of can continue that saga. So, I'm big into card games, and I know Scott, I don't know his full background on card games, so let's hear what he has to say about his card game history.
Yeah, man. Well, I certainly want to say that you are never, and I mean never, too old for card games ever.
Unless it's card games.
I'm 32 years old. I'm a teacher, and you know what? It's still super important that you make time for things in life that you love, especially card games. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So right. You need to make that time. So whether or not if you have a partner or whether or not if you have a full-time job, you know, people say, "Oh, I'm too busy to do what I love." Well, that means that, you know, quality of life, it's going down. So for me, I've always been a fan of trading card games, like always. When I was super young, like 15, actually, probably even earlier, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh coming on the TV at like 12 years old or something. And I remember playing Pokemon at like 8 years old and being like, this is the best. Like, I remember being some Rebel Brigade person who I was like, Pokemon cards are banned? Pfft, who cares? I'm going to bring them to school anyway. And, you know, that's part of like, you know, where a lot of passion comes from. And then Yu-Gi-Oh comes out and, you know, being new to the anime genre at the time, I was like, dude, this is incredible. Like, you know, anime is amazing. And then looking at Yami Yugi's hair, you're like, I want to be like that guy.
Is that where you're trying to go with your hair there, Scott?
Yeah, something like that. Like anime niche style. Whoosh. Yeah, do you want some tips? Just, you know, spike it up. But anywho, my background with trading card games is like I remember playing Yu-Gi-Oh and getting like smashed when I was a kid, but like still really enjoying it. It was more about like just the fun of the game back then. It's funny as you get older, you start to become maybe like a little bit more competitive. That's how it was for me anyway. You know, obviously started thinking a whole lot more, going, how can I learn this game super well? How can I win at this game super well? And it never really happened for me with Yu-Gi-Oh at all. I was just like constantly smashed. But that didn't mean that I didn't have a good understanding of the game at all. Like I knew exactly what was going on. You pay to win. Like that's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. You're like, oh, you know, my friend, his name was Brad, and he was like, oh, let's get Lightsworn. It's only $900 of trading cards. Like that is absolutely
Right?
Was
Oh
it
my
because you had to
God,
get
dude.
crush card virus, if I remember correctly?
Oh yeah. Like let's get three of
Oh
those.
yeah.
Like it's just yeah. So I was typically smashed at first because I was using this deck for 8 years, and it totally works super well. And I was very surprised at how long it survived for. And then after that, I was like, oh, what is this new game, Vanguard? Like maybe this could be my new start to trading card games and actually do well and win. And so I actually did start becoming a bit more competitive with Vanguard. Some people actually said I became a little bit too competitive. I don't know. I don't know. Like I actually really though like loved the game, wanted to win, watched the anime, saw this is the next Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm gonna make sure I'm good at this game. I'm gonna make sure I know exactly what I'm talking about with this game and know how to play it and know where the meta's at. And because at this time I was like 20 something, like 22, I think. I was like, man, I actually can pay to win this time. But I didn't actually do that though. I didn't actually do that. I just bought whatever I wanted to play, and of course everyone was playing Royal, Paladin, King of Knights, Alfred, all that kind of stuff when it first came out. I mean, how dumb was it too, by the way, when did you guys play when it was out in Japanese in your area and then it became English? Did you guys experience that?
No, I didn't actually play.
Actually,
until later.
Oh, really?
yeah. When
Legion.
I got into it, it was like 2011 or actually 2012. And I stumbled upon it. At that time they'd already released Booster Set 1. But we were so far behind because in Japan at that time they are already in limit break. So what was actually happening was that we got Booster Set 1 first, but then all of a sudden they gave us Booster Set 6. Then they went back and they gave us Booster Set 2 because they were trying to keep the meta for the you know, for English to be able to kind of compete with the Japanese meta. And it was kind of weird because it's like, oh, I want to build Royal. Oh, but then there's Gold Paladin over here, and look at this. Is this shiny Ezel that does all these other cool things? And so then you're kind of going like, what do I want to play? And it wouldn't be until like a year later that we were able to actually flesh out Majesty Lord or the Dote deck in 2013. And by that point, we're well into limit break in English, and like Japan's transitioning into Break Ride. And so it was kind of cool in the sense that you knew what was coming. You could see ahead, you know, this is what I want to play, and I see how this does play, and that fits my play style. So that was really cool. And Vanguard, I'm like you. Finally, it became like my new Yu-Gi-Oh. Like Blaster Blade was Dark Magician, Dragonic Overlord was Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you just saw these
Pretty
iconic.
sure they planned that, right? They
Oh
totally
yeah, I
planned
know,
that.
right? Yeah,
Of course they
exactly.
did.
But you
Of
know, the
course
magic
they did.
the magic for me about Vanguard watching the anime was the fact that they're in a card shop. They're just in a
Mm.
basic, normal human setting. It wasn't this fantasy thing like with these giant dual things like what Yu-Gi-Oh had where the holograms are coming to life and stuff like that. It's just
My grandfather's soul.
yeah, like they're just normal people playing a
That's
card
cool
game.
though. That's still
Yeah, it's
cool.
still
Yeah,
cool.
it's still great. But the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh did it, it meant that Vanguard couldn't do it.
Right.
Right?
It'd just be a rip.
Duel Masters tried to do something, and Duel
Yep.
Masters was another game that totally failed because I reckon Yu-Gi-Oh or other stuff was already out there, so people didn't need to worry about it. So, yeah. Can I jump in on the Japanese talk too, actually? Because I found that for me, when trading card games actually hit, so like the Japanese version was out, Bushiroad said that tournament rulings, you could actually use a Japanese deck in an English tournament. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. It was very early on in the game.
Yeah, and very quickly they started releasing the sets to try and get this even catch up. But for a while there, like I don't want to sound like a dog or anything, but I obviously had spent money on MLB, right?
Oh,
And I'd actually gone into like my Sydney area as well to play the Japanese tournaments because the game was only out in Japanese for so long. And then it came out in English, and they said this rule. So anyway, it was like I was playing MLB set 5 when set 3 was out. And so it was kind of like super unfair. Like super unfair. Like just think about set 1, 2, and 3 cards, Alfred King of Knights, Counterblast 3 to call 1 unit versus MLB with an extra critical. Yeah. So anyway, I've been playing Vanguard for a while, essentially since it came out in Japanese and in English, and watched the anime beforehand. So that's kind of like my background of it. And now I'm super happy that it's actually online. Like, did you guys play Cardfight Area, by the way?
No, I
Ride
missed
My
that
Avatar.
one.
You would have played that. Did you miss that?
Yeah, I missed that actually by a margin.
Oh, wow. You could have been playing for free
I
the
remember,
entire time.
Yeah, Bushiroad ended up taking that down, and that was unfortunate because it was the
Right.
one way you had to be able to play online.
No, that's a different one. Cardfight Area. It's a different one. It's still up.
Mhm.
It's still up.
Oh, is it still
Yeah,
up?
what's actually funny is that Vanguard Bushiroad actually tried to sue them for doing it because it's a free version of the physical trading card game. They cover everything, right? And it's all free, and they rely purely on donations. But because Russia apparently doesn't have any copyright laws over there,
Yeah,
they
they're
couldn't
allowed to
do
keep it.
anything.
That's why it still exists.
But they're allowed to keep it because it's based in Russia. But Vanguard couldn't touch it. Yeah.
I thought at one time they had taken it down because I remember trying to get on there and actually play at one point. I mean, this has been years ago, so but like because again they were trying to sue them and stuff, and I remember I feel like they took it down, but I guess like you said, this Russia don't have copyright laws, so maybe they were able to put it back up there.
Yeah, there was one before that as well. That was by something Bond. Something Bond. Do you guys know that one? The company
No, not really.
something Bond.
Mm-mm.
Well, either way, that was before. Then Cardfight Area, then Cardfight Online, and now finally Vanguard Zero, where it's all formal, official, and amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
Awesome.
but they also have EX, which was a game prototype last year. 4.0 came out. So again, if you missed that was really good too. EX, and especially since it is be able to play on Switch and the whatchamacallit on the PS4 because no region lock, you could just buy it physically or digitally, and you can just own it. So it's very awesome to have that ability to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly,
totally,
no updates
totally.
though. I would love for them just to do the updates. Pay $10 here. Here's a new set of cards. Go for it. Chase it down.
But instead, we spend heaps of money on gacha.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's like $80 on Amazon. It's a Japanese import.
Yeah. You won't be able to read a word of it, but as long as you know what the cards do, you can play it.
Yeah. you can actually buy it off the Nintendo eStore as well. But again, why would you really bother if you are playing Vanguard Zero anyway? Like, I know the rules are different, but yeah, I don't think it has a massive player
some
base.
people would rather just spend $80 and not have to pay another dime.
Yeah,
I mean, he does have a point. He does have a
good
point.
point. Yeah. At the same
I mean,
time,
if
though,
we look,
yeah. I was just going to say, like, at the same time, though, like, there isn't a huge player base on the Switch, apparently, for it. Like, it's still okay. You'll probably find a game. But I've heard that it takes a while to find a game, which is probably why people
It's
wouldn't
an
want
older
to wait
game
around
now.
for
It kind of sees its wear. Once Zero hit in Japan, people moved over to Zero. EX kind of just
Totally.
fell into... Again, you're playing older decks. You're now wanting to play the new deck. I want to play Gurgaway, but I can't play it on that game. It is almost a year's worth of sets behind. So again, you're not going to be paying money for something that old. But again, if you like playing it, go for it. I won't disagree with owning the game because it was a lot of fun being able to smack people around with Mordred, Phantom, and just make them cry.
Well, I mean, how does Cardfight Area play? Like, how does that play? Like,
it's not automated in any way, shape, or form.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's it looks, it looks very oldish. It's very basic looking. It's very much like Tabletop Simulator. But
let's rephrase that. Tabletop Simulator looks 100 times better than...
Okay, that's true. It does look 100 times better. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about it. Like, everything's manual, so like people accidentally, do things that they're not meant to do, or you run into people who don't really know how to play.
Yeah,
or
they kind of just try to cheat and then
communicate.
complain when you're trying to say you're cheating. And they're going like,
right.
Yeah. There's that dispute about certain card effects or timings and whatever, and really it becomes down to like your opinion versus theirs. There's no one to settle it, which is why I prefer Vanguard Zero going like, well, at least we can actually, know what is the right play. We can play by the proper rules, or the fact that there is a timer as well for people who do slow play when they shouldn't be, or, there's just this pacing of a turn as well, like how long a turn should actually be.
Don't get me started on the timer, man.
I hate the timer because you can't play Angel Feathers. You lose to the timer.
Right, and Spike Rose apparently suffers to that as well. I've been reading that on my Facebook page as well, that apparently it really suffers to the timer too. So,
yeah. Also, there's plenty of other clans that if you don't play fast enough, like Bermuda can suffer from it if you don't play it fast enough, because again, you call from middle of combat. It's like you got to be efficient. Planning ahead is like key in most of the decks that are time restrictive.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Even just like playtesting, like like I was trying to play Murakumo the other day, and I was like learning, like, I can do this, I can do that. Like trying to get all my Magatsus out. Do I want to go all Magatsu? Do I want to switch over to Zombaku? Making that clutch decision, like how do I want to shift my gameplay?
That's where.
And then you're sitting there worried about the timer.
Shut off the timer.
Because by the time I made my decision, the timer was like, "Oh, you're timed out." I'm like, "What?" I was even in the middle of battling, and it kicked me out of my turn because I had taken too long during that turn. I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, I was battling, and you lost me the match.
Oh yeah, that is 100% true.
Do you guys play Duel Links as well, by any chance?
Occasionally.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, yeah, that's another one I think where they've actually
adjusted the timer. I played with Dragoonity, and that was about it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually a good deck now. They released some extra cards that gave that extra support that was needed. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they've adjusted the time for Duel Links as well, and now it seems really, really quick in a turn. Like I was trying to read some cards, and I'm like, new cards are coming out, and like quickly reads. I'm like, okay, reads again. Okay, I mean, the text is this freaking long on a card, right? Like, it goes for ages. And so you're just kind of like, I'm going to keep reading, refreshing, reading, refreshing. And by the time you do that, the time's up. And same with Vanguard in a way. Like, I reckon there's many ESL people where I did a little video on ESL, like helping out them to try and understand cards a lot better. Just some of the common questions that I keep hearing about, where some people who are a second English language person read it and they're just like, I have no idea what's going on. And like
Right.
someone actually thought, for example, Blaster Blade Spirit, it didn't attack, but yet it killed a monster, right? So in other words, it activated its effect. But they didn't actually know what had happened because they didn't understand the English language of saying that if it comes out from the deck, activate the effect. They didn't obviously get that part, but they understood that like it probably kills something, obviously, but they were still super confused that they were willing to call that person a cheater because of Blaster
Right.
Blade Spirit's effect. Anyway, so I guess what I'm trying to say is I think the timer, I get why it's there. It's super annoying to be caught out by it. I wish it was just that little bit longer in both of these games, in Duel Links and in Vanguard, just to, or even if, funnily enough, even if there was actually a setting that said, I'm a second language person, English second language person.
Yeah.
Therefore, a little bit of extra time would be given, right? So that they don't get caught out by trying to understand what the cards are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So-
after
Oh, yeah,
like a
absolutely.
week of playing, you kind of have an understanding what your cards will do. You know,
Oh,
your
totally.
opponent,
But
you doing your
about
turn
your
doesn't
cards?
affect your opponent in any way, shape, or form. So your opponent can read your cards and take the full length of your turn, or take the turn he needs to do so. So again, it's kind of that weird line. If you really want to learn your deck, go to Friend Fight, play with a friend, shut the timer off, and spend the half an hour to 2 hours you need to play it with your friend.
Yeah, it's more about other people's cards. There's a solid chance that they're going to know what their deck does. It's more about other people. I mean, we're talking like a massive card pool in Vanguard, a massive, even bigger in Duel Links. Like there are, I don't even know how many boxes there are in Duel Links, like 35 or something. Like that is huge. It's huge. So to memorize all those cards, some people can do it. I certainly can't. But like I start to, the meta eventually, right? Let's face it. We start to learn the meta, know what cards are coming, know how to play around them, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's why people obviously hold off on giving damage to Eradicators like first turn sometimes because they don't want their starter to die if it's a grade 3 searcher and they don't have the grade 3 or whatever. So there are those kind of situations, but yeah. Anyway, that's
Definitely.
my idea and a couple of things there. But hey, we should move to the next topic. Let's talk about what are our content? What's that content that we're working on at the moment? I reckon Avatar should go first for this one.
So, as you guys know, I work on Digimon and Vanguard Zero, and we're now starting a podcast that will be uploaded weekly and streamed weekly. So, if you guys miss it, you have another shot at listening to it. The audio file will be in a podcast system, and then it will be on my YouTube and probably on Anteiku's and probably Scott's as well. So, you'll catch it there, giving you guys multiple ways of watching it. And then, of course, we'll be sitting here and playing, like, talking it out and everything like that. So, again, it's what we're trying to go. I'm trying to make positive steps to help grow the community in any way, shape, or form. The card games are so much fun. I love them to death. They're just really what we want to do at the end of the day. I just want to keep people informed, and I see no better way of also getting guests on the show and everything like that, which will come down the line. We'll have random guest appearance once in a great while, so, or maybe more often than not, depends on what YouTube content creator we might snag, or Twitch content creator for Zero or card game that week, So, guys, this
Right.
is my goals and everything like that, and I'm trying so much, and I might be playing other games with friends and stuff like that. I have friends that are starting up streaming as well, so you'll catch me playing probably Halo or random games that I wasn't originally playing. I'm playing Among Us streams with Ben coming up, so there's just a lot of things. But of course, I do a lot of remote fights because I feel like if you guys have a webcam and a camera, why not? Let's take advantage of it. Let's play a game. Let's physically, because again, I do love Zero, but you can't beat the old sounding of a shuffling of a card in a deck. You just can't beat that.
Yeah. Shuffling the
Or the feel of a card double sleeved, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh man, I love my double sleeve.
Deck's like this big. I remember triple sleeve.
Yep.
You know,
It's got like this brick, and you're just over here like shuffling it.
Then all the triggers shuffle together. That happens, right? That unfortunately is the thing about the physical trading card game is that people shuffle triggers together by accident. You know, and you're like, wow, you're triggering so much, or you're not triggering at all. It's because like in the deck they're all either here or there. You know,
no, that's why you always tell them to cut their deck into threes, and you take the middle, put it on top, and then boom, and then there you go. They can't stack the deck.
Yeah.
You tell them to cut it in threes.
Yeah, I used to pile shuffle. Pile shuffling seemed to work well, but I remember like hearing that apparently that eventually became not allowed, which is super weird.
You're allowed to do it in the beginning of a match, but then you can't do it in the middle because it is eating up time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because it's
And
classified
then,
as
of
stalling
course, as
technique
well-
that a lot of players use to try to eat the 3 extra minutes that it takes to do so. So again, you don't want to do that.
Totally. There was an extra rule too, which said that after the shuffling process of your opponent, you were allowed to have just one cut as well. That was that. I don't know if that was for you guys, but that was a rule that was declared.
Well,
there
again,
was
because I think opponents would start shuffling their opponent's decks for far too long. And again,
Yeah.
there's actually a weird rule in Yu-Gi-Oh right now that is technically your opponent doesn't get the last cut. You get the last cut. So after your opponent cuts the deck, you can cut the deck on how you see fit.
That's interesting.
Over here as well, like we actually had an issue where like it didn't last for long because luckily the judges caught on to it. But during a big regionals event, we actually had some. It was either Koreans or Chinese. I can't remember, but because they could speak their language, right? And I'm sitting in like so. To give you a bit of background, in Sydney, it is like multicultural central, right?
Yeah.
And again, without being racist, right? Like I don't want to go down this sensitive topic road here, but there was actually a time where Yu-Gi-Oh duelists who were either again Chinese or Korean were actually where say if I was versing someone across the table, and if they were one of those two languages, right? There'd actually be someone who would actually have a look at their hand of who they're versing and just read aloud the cards that they were actually like in my hand. So
that's
in other words,
not common knowledge.
If I'm versing someone Korean behind me, like, whether or not if it's like a table behind me, right? They start speaking Korean and just saying, table number 18, there's these cards in that person's hand. And a judge actually found out that this was happening and I believe even caught onto it. And it was just like completely shut down, obviously. So then, there was this big issue where all the Yu-Gi-Oh players had to play like they were playing poker. Like they would have to have their hand up, literally like close to them, and then put it back down on the table when they were done because this was an issue that was happening in Sydney for a little while. Now, this, mind you, this was like 8 years ago or more. It still happened. It was still an interesting topic I found in trading card game kind of stuff that was happening at a major tournament, like a regional thing. I consider that as a major tournament because everyone's there for some kind of qualifier or for a box. And then, it was just discovered that this was happening. And I mean, imagine being a judge if you were like, Korean or Chinese or whatever, and then just going like, oh, damn, that is challenging to suddenly catch out and deal with. Like,
oh yeah, you could not do that.
Yeah. Anteiku, do you want to tell us about what you're aiming for your channel? What's your upcoming projects that you're doing on YouTube or Twitch, or why don't you fill us in
It's,
that section?
that's a good question. It's a mixture, as we were talking before the podcast. I'm definitely leaning it towards balancing two games. It's going to be Vanguard Zero because that is the TCG that I love. Is the one that I have the most passion for. I have the most enjoyment actually playing. Multiple reasons, only because it's my favorite game. But the community makes it even more enjoyable. Like, I'll be honest, I've found myself now where I have more fun streaming Vanguard and like I'm just playing my matches than actually playing ranked fight off camera, off stream. Because it's just more enjoyable. You get to interact with people, and it's just, I don't know, it's more relaxing in a sense. It's crazy. And win or lose is just fun. It's just fun, and it's fun even when you make mistakes. On stream, you're just like, oh god, I can't believe I did that. But again, Vanguard is what I call my TCG baby. I love it. I will always love it. It's just got a lot of just amazing clans, mechanics, and stuff that you don't see in every other game. And the one thing I do love about Vanguard was something that you mentioned, Final, about like with Yu-Gi-Oh, is that like in Yu-Gi-Oh, like they do their thing, and sometimes they're going to deny you everything that you want to do, and you don't get to do what you want to do. They will just straight up deny you, or they one turn kill you. You don't have that in Vanguard. Like, they're going to do what they want to do, but you're going to do what you want to do too. And then it's going to come down to, who did it. I can't say better, but what, I guess luck decides it, because triggers are a factor. But I don't know. Vanguard's just very different than any other TCG, and I love it. But on the flip side of that, on the content creator side, Monster Hunter was something that got me into creating content. I started playing it spring of last year. And I played the absolute heck out of it, man. I was super excited for Iceborne. Monster Hunter World was the first thing I ever played for Monster Hunter content, or just games in general. And so all of a sudden that idea popped in my head: why am I not streaming this? I'm a stay-at-home dad. I love playing video games. Why not, express myself and give my opinions and thoughts on this game that I love? And so now with the rise of Monster Hunter Rise coming for the Nintendo Switch in March, it's got me kind of pumped and excited to say, you know what, I can actually make content for this from the gate, like from the get-go, and try to establish myself more as not only a Vanguard content creator, but also a Monster Hunter creator. And hopefully, along the way, if in the Vanguard community I find people who do like Monster Hunter and share that same passion, then hopefully, they'll join me on that journey. And maybe, I can pull you guys in that. Maybe be like, hey, you know what, Anteiku's playing this. This actually looks really fun. I might want to give this a try, because it is a lot of fun.
Have a viewer night with it. Like, literally go like, my viewers, tonight I'm hunting monsters. Come with me. Come join me. This is a viewer night. This is straight up, I'm only playing with you guys. You don't have any other access. You guys have to come and play with me. It's straight up, we're hunting monsters together. You do it as a viewer thing. It does help out, keep the people active, because now they know that, hey, Tuesday on this day, I will be hunting monsters. You come with me. We hunt as a party. Everybody gets cycled in. We all hunt the same monster each week, or twice a week or something like that. Would help progress you a little bit better, because now, again, people like to be able to interact and play. They love to watch you, but they want to play with you.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm all for that idea, and actually love that idea. That's really awesome. And I'm on board with the same thing you were saying, Avatar, about like starting to do more, co-hosting, more podcasts with people, being able to collaborate and make, new content that way, and just, reaching out to other content creators and just kind of, expanding the community. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, definitely. And Scott, what is your future plans? I know that you haven't really discussed what are you're kind of going for. You talked about your past and what you're doing, but what are your future plans for your streams or even content coming down the line?
Well, by the way, before we go on, I wanted to just quickly let you know I just shared the link to your Twitch on the Vanguard Zero page, just because I reckon that a few people might be interested in coming to join us anyway. So I just dropped the link then and told them what we're doing. But yeah, look, my idea for Twitch especially is to start live streaming Vanguard Zero 5 times a week. I actually want to work towards having more of a competitive idea for Vanguard, and also having Duel Links about 3 to 4 times a week. And some of you may not know, but I actually play the Pokemon trading card game as well. Only a bit more casually though. So I still know what's up. Like I actually used to play the Pokemon trading card game super competitively at the start of this year, and then it just started to slowly, disappear for me because I was actually playing it on Pokemon trading card game online. And I used this deck called Ultra Necrozma GX, and I was like, "That's pretty good. That's pretty good." So I was like, "I'd buy this deck in real life and just go rock a tournament one day." And I actually did that, and I won the tournament. They were like, it's like a real anime moment. It was like, "Who is this guy?" So like, a major surprise, and I was like, I'm leaving. Like, and I came back the next week, and they were like, majorly surprised as well.
Uh-oh.
Scott, we lost you, buddy. You're muted.
Scott. Yep, your mic got muted.
Technical difficulties.
Sorry. There was a barrage of dogs that just came in. So I just had to mute for a second. There's currently 5 dogs in my house, everyone. Just a heads up. 5. Anteiku? 5. Anyway, so my plans that are coming up for the Twitch channel is mainly aiming towards my niche, which is definitely trading card games. As we've been talking about today, certainly have that experience for a long time with trading card games. So really keen to be moving more towards that. And actually getting more into the Vanguard zone. Like many of you already know that I lead the Vanguard Zero community Facebook page with 8K members in it. Many of you already know that I do a Discord where I was hosting tournaments, free entry, sometimes a prize, and then often actually sponsored by other YouTubers such as Kyle here. Kyle actually sponsored it a number of times, and that obviously was to promote interest in the game, in his channel, awareness, and like to get that enthusiasm going, which certainly worked, by the way. Certainly works. So thank you for that, Kyle. Ride My Avatar is a great channel, of course, and I'm sure many of you here who are watching him now have been following him for a long time, and you're probably even from his Discord as well. But on top of that, right, like my plans are to definitely hone in on those trading card games, and so to bring to you like different like decks from the meta for like all 3 games: Vanguard, Duel Links, and Pokemon. And on top of that as well, I play Smash Bros quite a lot. Many of you already probably know that too. If you follow me, I love Smash Bros, especially now that Sephiroth, amazing, is out. And I love it. It's really, really cool. I mean, check out those amiibos behind Ride My Avatar, right? I mean, check out these amiibos too, right? A whole bunch of stuff. But, the idea is though that
and Anteiku sitting here with no amiibos.
Yeah.
Give me some Monster Hunter once it's happening.
You definitely need more amiibos. Like you definitely can't go without amiibos. But anyway, so it's those 3 card games. It's the Smash Bros and the Genshin, and like that's my 5. Like let's face it. I actually had 9 games
from your channel though. Like so, Genshin, Smash Bros kind of be one channel, and then your card game being another. Being able to diversify your channel so that you have like 2 identities on YouTube, so that people can figure out your niches without having to fight the algorithm.
I reckon I'm just going to keep it with just the one, just like all in one place. I know you probably recommend having like 2 different channels for all those different types, but definitely just the one for me. Yeah, not really interested in like managing like multiple YouTube channels at this point. Just managing either Twitch and also managing YouTube, and then having my main target audience towards trading card games, and then also having that extra bit with Genshin Impact. I love Genshin, and having Smash as well, and then to connect well with my audience too. For any Twitch followers and YouTube subs, play those MOBA type games like League of Legends or Wild Rift, maybe some Animal Crossing if people are interested in like a real casual kind of game and stream, visit each other's islands or showing off your island. Overwatch as well. You know, Fortnite in particular is something that I do with a lot of my Twitch followers too, and people love it. Like, there's this guy named Eternal Tal. Shout out to him. Like, he's amazing. And Eternal Tal, he's a moderator on my Discord, but we connect really well over Fortnite. So just like that extra opportunity to connect, allows that, with my Twitch followers. So yeah, just something that I really love doing lately is connecting with them. Anyway, heaps of content. Actually stream like pretty much every day at the moment. Actually,
he does like 9
today,
streams in one day a lot. So guys, if you miss one, at least every hour, he's got a new one.
Yeah, it is holidays though. Like, let's say I go to work all day, right? I'll probably do like 2 in that afternoon. So if I do 2 in that afternoon at least, 2 different games, and so obviously the plan for that would be like to do a Vanguard Zero one, and then move into like either one of Smash or Genshin when I go back to work next year. But currently being a teacher, being on holidays, certainly going to live up the holiday life and just be like, wakes up, oh look, it's 9 a.m. Let's stream Vanguard. Oh, it's midday. Let's do some Fortnite. Oh, it's 3 p.m. I don't really want to leave the house right now. Girlfriend doesn't really want to, do anything either right now. No worries. Let's play Duel Links, Or, she'll come and tune into the streams as well. She'll be like, oh, I want to just see what Honey's doing. And she'll come in and she'll actually be interested too. And so, sometimes she sits behind me on this little desk thing back here. And, that's super, super fun. Hey, I know you guys have wives. Does your wives ever jump into your live streams?
No, mine does not.
No, mine likes to what's the word I'm looking for? She likes to jump in on the chat and like start throwing out subs and stuff like that, and like she'll give me a cheer here and there. She'll jump in and just watch for a little bit. She's never been on live. Well, no, I can't say that. One time, my kids and my wife all jumped in on stream to mess with me. I think it was back in July. I was doing a Vanguard stream, and like they just kind of rated me. It was funny, but I was blushing so hard. I was like, oh my gosh. They're in there like giving me hugs and stuff. I'm just like, I need to go.
Family. Just then, Honey tried
and
to.
And then
make
all
me
just
with
run in
5
and just
dogs.
tackle you.
Like, yeah. My Honey was
My
like,
wife doesn't
open
make
door.
appearances, sadly. Maybe one day she'll make an appearance, but who knows? Depends on her interest.
Yeah. Is she there now?
She's in the other room sleeping. I mean, she'll be up in shortly, so again,
Wake her up.
Done,
Come on in. Surprise stream. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah. So anyway, that's my plans. Majorly just cracking down on the card games and then having those extra couple of different games from time to time. And then also having like my random party games. I'm going to call them party games, like League of Legends, Fortnite. If you're playing with me, it's going to be a party game. I'm not a particular like professional Fortniter by any means, but I like to play and connect with people. So it's a whole lot of fun. So yeah,
of course. My major thing is we should start talking about our favorite clans now. Let's go on to that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, Scott, let's start you
Anteiku.
off.
Let's start Anteiku off, I reckon. Let's do it, buddy. I already know.
Like my normal given answer is going to be Gold Paladin. That would normally. Everybody knows, like, I love Ezel. It's like a Super Saiyan to me. That was like drew me to him. I'm like, oh my god, there's this Vanguard card, and it looks like Super Saiyan 3 Goku with all this blonde spiky hair and stuff. And I was just like, this is cool. But I'm also torn because I do actually like Dimensional Police quite a lot in the actual TCG. I'm a huge fan of mechs, Gundams, Evangelion, stuff like that. Just all the giant robots. And
so you're a fan of Blouse.
Absolutely a fan of Blouse. Absolutely. And that makes me torn because like there's also Nova Grappler that has the Gundam theme or the mech theme and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like DP is really awesome. Yeah.
Make a ring. Everybody just shut their XPs.
Ah. Oh yes, yes, that is gorgeous, gorgeous.
Mm.
But you know, it's hard to say. When it comes to Zero, I don't think I've quite locked down a clan that I absolutely love. Like if Oracle's got a little bit more support, I dare say I'd be a little bit more of an Oracle fanboy, because for this game they've got draw power. They've got a way to get past your perfect guard. You can give them crits, so it's not like a lot of the decks where like you're just confined to draw triggers. And it's just got a lot of deck manipulation, and I think that's just really cool in this particular game.
Well, you just
That's
need
one of the
a
reasons.
1000 IQ brain here, and you could just play Tsukuyomi.
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Big brain moves. Big brain moves.
You reckon you're gonna put money in for the new Mega stuff?
Oh, see, that's
Like, they back us up for till the 20th.
I know, and that's where I'm torn, because like I have these packs saved for the Dauntless set next month, but then like I'm over here, they got the banner up for Magus stuff, and like I really
And
want it.
especially since you get the triple R's, you get pretty much to get the old stuff that you missed, especially since you need at least 2 or 3 toms. So it's like right now
I've actually got the toms. I had everything. I had everything up until the cross ride for Amaterasu. I missed out on that, so I did not get her. But like everything before that, I've got. So really, I just want to focus on Magus, because I'm a huge fan of Pentagonal, and I blame V Era for that, because V Era put Oracle Think Tank on the map with Imperial Daughter, and then what they did with Pentagonal Magus was just like, I was like, oh my god, this is what I always wanted for Oracle Think Tank.
It's
No.
It's
just like
well, the break ride definitely like changes things. Like checking top 3, and just like, I'll get this one. I'm gonna rearrange it. Like,
right.
Put triggers here, yeah. Or like really, you'd go whatever card you're gonna guess, and then trigger underneath, right? So that if you need
you'll get to the card you want, because you just 95% of the time you either call the heal or you call the PG, and you're going to get it. Just how this game operates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you get it wrong, it's one of the two, and then you know it.
The only thing that would make Oracle Think Tank better is we had a way to like actually get rid of a grade 2 or bypass a grade 2. But then at that point, it's just overpowered, because you got Tom that's just like, okay, you got a PG. I don't care about that. And then we got the draw, we got the crits, and we got all these other things. So, I think right now for Zero, I'm a Oracle fanboy.
Bypass a grade 2 with OTT that literally says Tom kills you.
I mean,
No, we don't allow that in here. That is not a feature.
He says that's not a feature. But what about you, Final though? Where do you stand? Like, what is your favorite clan?
Yeah, before I answer that question, can we actually drop links in your chat, Avatar?
Of course. There's never said you couldn't.
Can you? Yeah, all right. Well, in a moment, I reckon we should advertise at least our links, just so that people can connect with us as well. I'm pretty sure I'm seeing like a number of my followers here anyway. I actually informed the Discord and sent it out in the bot notification and said, come. So it's great to see that, Chasing Hayes and Forsica are here as well. I saw Chaos jump in too. And Jared as well, he's my Smash buddy. So it's really great that you guys came over, by the way.
I'm glad that everybody's been following me as well as the last couple things. I know I haven't been shouting it out because, again, this is trying to be as professional as can be through our videos and stuff like that. But yes, I am very grateful for everything. And I don't know if Anteiku has been kind of getting any love. If he's not, I feel sorry for this man.
No. A lot of the people that Final has actually mentioned have come on stream and give me a follow and stuff. And they come and chill. So definitely feeling the love.
Yeah. Well, I've just dropped my my Twitch link in the chat for anyone who's interested in coming to follow as well. Again, Vanguard 5 times a week, and other games as well, like Duel Links and Pokemon, and of course the amazing Genshin and everything too. So yeah, definitely come and chuck a follow. That would be fantastic. And Tiku, definitely go and drop your link in as well, so people can follow you too. That would be great. But yeah, to answer the question, what would be my favorite clan? You know what's funny? We actually had the same kind of answer at first. I've been using Ezel for ages. Like, I think everyone who's been following my Vanguard streams knows that the Ezel is like my main deck. So, you know, since Blaster Blade Spirit and everything, having that ability to retire interceptors certainly makes that deck heaps competitive. But, you know, after playing it for like months and months and months, you know what I mean? Like, eventually you start to get a bit stale, and you want to find something new, right? And so I'm actually releasing a video over the next few days, like a budget Descendant deck, and that's another one of my favorites. I love Eradicators. Heaps of people love Eradicators, though, don't they? Like heaps.
Oh yeah.
I remember using them on Cardfight area in a team battle, and I literally went 4 for 0 against like a whole team with Eradicators, and it was just amazing. Descendant now is even more OP in Vanguard Zero, being able to just like, you know, discard 2, stand up if you don't hit, gain the crit, draw 2 or something, or whatever it is. It's nuts. It's nuts. Apparently in the Japanese version it went down to 2. But like, you know, that for sure as well is another one of my favorite clans slash, you know, archetypes. Let's call it an archetype. But like, you know, you can't get past Duel Knights at the moment as well as part of the meta. Like, how beautiful are Duel Knights, and Salome's animation. Dude, the animation.
I mean,
Salome
luckily Duel Knights got Salome, because Salome was not actually original in the first set. They pulled her early just to make sure the deck could be playable.
Whew, well, I'm really glad they did. I'm really glad they did. Like, that certainly makes a huge difference, for sure. But yeah. Ezra was buffed extremely, considering the fact that it's Counterblast 1
and
instead of
top
2.
4. It was originally
Like,
Counterblast 2 called the top card.
Right? Yeah.
Cringe.
And that was fair, but then they changed it massively, and that is just amazing. So they're actually my top 3. I wanted to comment on 3 just because you know, they're literally all I've been thinking about for quite a while now. Especially considering my whole crafting time has just been in those 3 clans for ages, and I'm like, yeah, I'm finally ready. In probably about 4 days, I'm gonna have a Duel Knight deck fully crafted and pulled from packs without spending any money. So I'm gonna be super excited from that. As in terms of Erads, though, there is still a long way to go. How dare they release 12 freaking triple rares on release? That's so mean. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with that with Shadows too.
Yeah.
Again, unless you want to spend 60 hour plus in climbing the ladder, and then you get your 3 play sets.
No, I don't have time.
That's a chore.
Oh,
That's a chore.
Maybe I might if I'm gonna stream 5 times a week. Maybe I might. You know. We'll see.
Oh, Scott, how are you doing with Murakuma with the event?
I haven't even started that. I actually like to save up like a heap of tickets and a heap of things, and then do it on stream, like on the last day. Because right now, everyone else is doing it, right?
Yeah,
so
unless you're me and I do it in the first hour.
Yeah, you do it the first hour somehow. I don't even know.
That day one content, boys and girls.
He's done already.
Content, you gotta have it.
Yeah. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, what? it just came out. But
it was like within the hour, he was just like on Instagram. There it was. I'm like, this guy. I was like, this guy does not stop, man. It's like that's some work.
I mean, it's sad. I don't
do
get to do the day one deck profiles within the hour for Vanguard. So I mean, in normal Vanguard Zero. So again, it doesn't add up sometimes when you have to do it. You got to do what you got to do. So
you just keep on refilling your stamina and just kept doing normal fights, or did you save your stamina fully and then get the tickets?
I always start off the stamina around almost 650 with 1 refill.
Okay, yeah.
Ready to go. So after I do everything, then I instantly refill for another 123, 24. I don't actually play the story. I use it as a refill cap so that it gets a little bit of freedom to not spend as much.
But again,
So in a way, it's kind of like you sacrifice, the whole crafting
just for
for
a day.
like days on end, and then when it comes, you just like bam, drop it all in.
Well,
Yeah.
I sacrifice it for one day. I literally just
Yeah.
sacrifice it for a day.
Oh, a
Because again-
day.
Yeah, because again, I save up the stamina refill from the night before on the day before. It's a 3-day process. So the game plan
Yeah, 3
is
days,
to use up regular stamina, get it filled up naturally, and then before the clock strikes, you claim all your stamina refill, fill it up. Next day, you claim nothing but the stamina refill. So that's 120, 120, 120 3 times. So then your natural base, then you do the story missions to prop yourself ready to absorb it, and then you absorb that boost up, which is another 120 something, and then all of a sudden now you're prepared because now you're up for the reset of the level. Now you just do everything, you get the story mission done on top of that, get that prepped, and then you go, okay, do this class fights or anything like that, and boom, you're ready to go. AAK, you get like 700 stamina and with 1 day of sacrificing materials.
That's great, dude. That's a great plan that you've clearly taken the time to think it through. So that's cool. That's cool.
Again, I planned it out like a fiend. Like, I've never wasted my resources unless I physically have to. And that's why I get my 120 packs. I get my 200, every single month. There is not a time I don't get it. So.
Yeah.
Because I've executed so well. It's just clockwork. It's always been the same game plan. Never fails me. So, as much as I used to whale, I don't whale as much because I don't need to.
That's good. That's
Right.
good. Yeah.
The only time I
cool.
really whale is when it comes down to the event clans, and that's already planned in. Now I don't have to extremely kill myself for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. By the way, just say keep going and take it.
Yeah, real quick, and I do apologize, guys. I have to actually go. I have a bit of an emergency. My wife was at work, and apparently they're sending her home, so I have to go pick her up.
Okay.
So I do apologize.
So
apologize.
we're gonna then end it here. I know most people. Let's give me a wrap up real quick, and let me say what my favorite clan is, and then we'll have to get going. Sadly, this was cut short.
Yeah,
but
please do. Please do.
My favorite clans are Bermuda Triangle and Neo Nectars for Zero. Bermuda is my favorite clan in the IRL card game because I've always loved their aesthetics. I mean, their mechanics as well, because the bouncing called midfield battle and then having guard value for the next turn was always amazing. Prisms are one of my favorite, and as you can see, I definitely take advantage of having SP Prism cards. But again, like, as much as I'm here, we also have Final Phase Gaming and Anteiku. They're both amazing content creators, and they both deserve equal amount of love and support. And we're just glad to be here, and this will become a weekly thing, hopefully, as well. So we kind of go over what we planned the week out and everything like that, and see what card reveals and get opinions on them, because we're going to be looking at everything, guys. So don't hold up anything. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, definitely hit us up. We are really, really loving this event, and hopefully you guys flood in all the time and come hang out and just chat and collab with us. And again, maybe one day we'll play games as well, just to extend it out, so we kind of have a streaming day where we each week we pick a game or something like that we each want to play, and just we play that game with each other, and we
That'd
go
be
from
cool.
there.
That'd be cool.
So, guys, this is Ride My Avatar signing
Yeah.
off. So, peace, everybody.
See you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being a great audience. See you guys next time. Take care.
Later, guys.
Peace.